Hey y'all, it's Megan. If you are returning to my channel, welcome back, and if you're new, welcome aboard. So today I'm going to be finishing up wedding month by talking about the best things about having your wedding at Disney. So I thought about what I think are some of the greatest perks and the benefits of having a Disney wedding, aside from the obvious, which I'm not going to include in the top 5, being that you are at Disney World. So everything other than that I consider to be the top 5 things about getting married at Walt Disney World. So the first thing that I'm going to mention as one of the top benefits of getting married at Disney is something that I'm not 100% sure is a thing right now, but it was when we got married, so I'm including it as part of what I consider to be a big benefit, and that was we got annual passes as part of our wedding package. As soon as we knew that we were getting married at Disney, we knew that we were obviously going to stay at Disney for the honeymoon, and so having the annual passes given as part of our wedding package was a great benefit because we not only got as many park days as we wanted while we were staying on property, but we also got merchandise discounts and food discounts and all of that kind of stuff while we were staying there. So you had the annual pass for a full year unless you renewed it, which we could have done, but we did not. So we were able to take our first anniversary trip also with our annual passes. So we kind of got 2 trips in one as far as the park tickets go. So, you know, that I consider to be a great benefit, and I don't know for sure if they are doing annual passes with the weddings right now. Kind of think they're not, because annual passes are a little on the fritz right now anyway. If you happen to know, let us know down below if they are giving you annual passes still. But like I said, that was one of the things that I consider to be a great benefit when we got married, so that's why I'm including it. These other 4 things are things that I think are pretty universally a thing that you get as part of a Disney wedding. So these should be things that if you are looking for them, these could like put a little check mark next to the Disney wedding thing. And the first one of those is you automatically get a wedding planner. I know some people who, you know, they kind of plan everything themselves, or you can go out and find a wedding planner to kind of help you through the planning and the day of stuff. Some places you have to have a wedding planner day of that's separate, a day of planner that is separate from the leading up to planner, which is just too much for me. So instead of having to go out and find this wedding planner, find a wedding coordinator, find a company that's going to do that for you, once you say, yeah, sign on the dotted line, we are going to be getting married at Disney World, then you automatically get a wedding planner that will be in correspondence with you throughout the entire planning process. Shout out to Catherine and Christy, ours. Don't know that they would ever see this, but they were great. Really appreciated everything they did. Christy was our main planner, and then Catherine was her assistant, so there was never a day that we would send an email or make a phone call and someone would not respond to us very quickly. So that was always good that we had that correspondence and that communication. That was really easy, and the actual quality of the planning and coordination was top-notch. They told us when we were there for our rehearsal the day before our wedding, they were like, as long as you get to point A tomorrow, we will take it from here. That was what they told us, was just get to point A. So as long as we actually showed up at the Grand Floridian for our pictures that morning, then the rest of the day was taken care of. All we had to do was get our butts there, and that was exactly how it worked. We just had to show up, and they took it from there. They did everything. So that was a great relief, because when you were planning a wedding from very far away from your venue, it can be a little stressful because they only do Disney weddings. So it's not like a wedding planner who is unfamiliar with a venue or unfamiliar with a vendor or anything like that. Like, they know these caterers, they know these pastry chefs, they know these decorators, they know the venues, they know everything. So they work with a very specific group of people all the time, all day, every day. So they are the most knowledgeable that they could possibly be, so they can answer all of your questions and they can make all of your dreams come true, for lack of a better term. So having that wedding coordinator, wedding planner, really good benefit to getting married at Walt Disney World. Speaking of the planning, I mentioned that we planned ours from back home. So we did not take a single trip to Walt Disney World to plan anything. We showed up the day before our wedding, and then we got married. So they made it as easy as they possibly could. You can go down there and visit and, you know, pick out decorations and see things in person and say, yeah, I like those chairs, or I like this venue, whatever. But you can also just do it completely online. You can look at pictures. They will send you, you know, when we were designing our cake, they were like, here's some example cakes, and they sent us a ton of those, and then we were like, well, could we just design our own and send you a really crappily photoshopped picture of a cake? And they were like, absolutely, we love that, we'll do it. And they did it, and it turned out perfectly. You can do a cake tasting, you know, pick out your flavors of cake, your creams, your fillings, your icings, all of that kind of stuff. And if you are unable to go down there, they will actually send the cakes to you. I think I actually just saw Brooke post that she was trying some cakes a couple of weeks ago for their vow renewal. I'm pretty sure I saw that on Instagram. So if you are too far away and you don't want to make the trip just to try some cake, you can just say, hey, send it up here. We'll do a little tasting in our kitchen, and then we'll tell you what we want. Or you can just say, Jesus, take the wheel, like we did, and just be like, you know what, we think the red velvet will probably be delicious, and that lemon one sounds good. You know, just go with it. They'll do phone conversations, emails, whatever you need to make sure that everything is perfect, and they have what they call a BEO, and they line out literally minute by minute almost the entire day, and you check through it and make sure that everything is exactly how you want it, because that will be the itinerary for the day. That will be their Bible. They will follow it to the letter, and as long as that is correct, your wedding will be perfect. So they really pay attention to everything and make it super easy to plan from no matter where you are. You can be planning this from across the world, and they will still try to make it as perfect and magical as they possibly can. Another big benefit of having a Disney wedding is that all of your vendors are in one place. There are certain things that you can bring in outside people for. We only had the outside photographer. That was the only outside vendor that we brought in. Everything else was through Disney. Our cake was made by Disney pastry chefs. Our food was made by Disney Food Catering Services, Food and Bev. We had our decor from Disney Floral. They did everything. And that one-stop shop really makes it super simple, because you don't have to be communicating with 15 different vendors. You talk to your coordinator, and they disperse the information to all of the teams that need any information. So they know exactly who needs to know what, and they will tell them, and you don't have to deal with it. As soon as you say, this is what I want, they will say, all right, sounds good. We'll let them know. And magically they know. So, you know, watching other people, my sister got married at a different location. She didn't get married at Disney. So watching have to deal with different vendors from different places, I was like, glad I didn't have to do that. So I think it's a really good benefit of getting married at Disney, that really the only thing you have to deal with is talking to Disney, with the exception that you do have to find your own officiant. Whoever you want to do that, you have to bring them in. But other than that, it's Disney that you're dealing with, unless you just want to bring in an outside vendor for whatever reason. My last benefit of getting married at Walt Disney World is just the Disney details, the touches that they add that are just purely Disney. Little things like my bouquet had hidden Mickeys. The tiniest little thing, but it made me smile, and I still remember it and I loved it. They pay attention to the tiniest little details, like Cameron and I had some pictures of ourselves that we were going to put at each table. So we would have a picture of the two of us, you know, as adults, like after we started dating. We would have one picture like that at the table, and then we would have two little pictures, one of each of us as like a kid. I don't know why we decided to do that, but we did, and it was fun. I like pictures. So we had, you know, 3 pictures that were put on each table. We didn't tell them which pictures went where. We didn't care. We just said 1 big picture, 2 little pictures each table. That's it. That's all we said. And the decorators, the people who were magically putting our reception room together, they dug through them all, looked at them all, and they arranged them so that they put the picture of me with my Lion King birthday with the picture of Cameron when he was dressed as Simba for Halloween. So like they were like, oh, we have 2 Lion King pictures, let's make sure those 2 go together. And we were just like, oh, the details. Like, because I probably wouldn't have even thought to make sure that the 2 Lion King pictures were together. But they did. They saw it and they were like, these coordinate. Let's make sure that happens. And before we even got to the reception, the pre-reception, which we didn't actually see, that was, you know, for everyone to go and kind of hang around and have some snacks and stuff while we were taking our pictures. But there was a piece of decor that I had put on my Pinterest page. I was like, I really like this, and I'll insert a picture here for you. I really like this little floating candle, this little votive candle thing with these little purple beaties around it. Like, that's cute. That's a fun little table piece of decor. Something along those lines. And then this is what they did. I just said something along these lines, and they were like, oh, you want that exactly? Okay, sounds good. We can make that happen. So that level of detail, that level of really providing exactly what you want, even when you don't know specifically what you want, I just like something cute like that. And they made it almost identical. So the details that they pay attention to and throw in the little hidden Mickeys and stuff like that is just, it's really only a Disney touch. I haven't seen anywhere else where you get that level of attention to detail as the baseline of service. So I really think that the Disney details are one of the biggest benefits to getting married at Disney World. So that's it. Those are my top 5 best reasons for getting married at Disney World, top 5 benefits of getting married there. Like I said, we loved our Disney World wedding. It turned out exactly how we wanted it to. If you got married at Walt Disney World, let me know if your experience is similar. Let me know if there's things that I have left out that are even better benefits. Thanks for joining me for Wedding Month this year. If you have any questions about Disney weddings or anything else about Disney World, let me know those down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, y'all.